seen the parliament? Okay, so you will see it later on this tour. And this one, the peak point is 96 meters tall. And the parliament is also 96 meters tall. This is because they founded Hungary in 896. But and we made a rule actually to prevent any other building to become taller than these two, out of just respect basically, and also showing that the government and the religion should have the same amount of power. Representing the basilica, they saw the St. Stephen's Basilica over here, and also the parliament, which is the governmental sources. Liberty Square, the park after this statue, but this is a really heavy, like, historical statue. So, I mean, all of statues are, but this one is about the German occupation of Hungary in the Second World War. And if you studied history well enough, you know that this is actually kind of not true, because we joined the Nazi forces actually, and yeah, so this was a choice, but still we didn't have any clue like what's gonna end up happening. And obviously, like, towards the end, Hungary actually wanted to quit the Second World War, and Hitler just didn't apply. They just said, no, you cannot do that right now, it's too late. So the Prime Minister just shot himself in the head actually, and wrote a goodbye letter and a sorry letter for the Hungarians, like what we did. Because he joined the Nazi forces because Hitler said that we can get back all the lost territories of the First World War, because we lost 2/3 of Hungary at the time. So Hungary was a really, really huge nation, and because of this, then this ended up becoming the wrong choice. The Jewish family's pictures are underneath, showing that the victimization of this statue as Hungary is the victim is not true at all, because Hungarians kind of applied for the job, and the Jews suffered it mostly. So there are actually not so much Jewish population of Budapest right now, but before the Second World War it was actually huge. So the synagogue is one of the largest synagogues in the whole world. It's like the second or third largest one. So I mean, depends like how you count, because this one has a bunch of like garden area and stuff. But yeah, it has even a metallic tree in the middle where it's like a bunch of names are written on the leaves, and those are all Jewish family names and names that died in the Second World War. And many of the Jews have traveled to the USA and to Canada and places like that. So we do have somewhat of a large population of Hungarian Jews living over there, like centuries ago. Right. So yeah, and the angel in the middle is actually Hungary, or supposedly, and Nazi Germany is the eagle over there. Oh, and there is that dome over there, which I know it doesn't seem like much, but that is actually an atomic bunker's air filter system. Because if in the like Soviet era and then like whenever the Cold War was happening, this whole fear was quite big. So they built that connecting to the parliament, so politicians can actually be safe quickly. And that one is actually the VIP of the atomic bunkers. But to be honest, I'm almost certain that they can go in a better place as well. This is gonna be empty. Oh no, maybe not. I'm not sure. Anyway, so we are gonna go till the end of this park because there is one Soviet statue, and behind that there is the USA embassy, which I just love the fact that they are so close to each other. All right, guys, let's go. So this beautiful building was a competition winner. I mean, it still is. So there was a competition in between 14 architects, and this came as the winning result, like what to build as a parliament. And this is no ordinary parliament, because this was built to be come for the 1000th anniversary of Hungary's foundation in 1896. but it was actually quite a bit delayed because it was finished in 1904, because this is just right next to the Danube, so later on you will see it from the other side. It's quite nice actually from the other side, so we are going to get actually better overview of the building from there than from here up close. And this is just a wonderful looking building, and they had to make sure that it's not sinking into the Danube, you know, that would have been a shame. And also this competition said that we are only gonna build the first prize as the winner as the parliament, but the second and third place were in fact such a great plans that they have decided to build them as well. So here, this is the third place right next to us, and over there at the other side, that is the second place. We are gonna go right past it, so you will see it on the right side.
circle around. And this is the heart line of the city. This is where the nightlife places are inside of this circle basically. And next to it there are many good pubs and stuff like this. One of the western train stations is over here, which is a wonderful looking building. It is heavily populated with smelly people, but it is a wonderful looking building indeed. And also one of the more famous malls is over here. Yeah, and many others like good restaurants, coffee places, things like this. Right, so let's continue, and now we are going to go to the right into the island.
So this statue is the for the collidence of Buda and Pest, how they forced together, because this was actually two different cities. In fact, three different cities, because where we have been so far, that was Pest, that was a platform. Where we are gonna be, that is Buda. Buda has northern part, which we so that was a different city. That was O Buda. If you put O in front of a word in Hungarian, that means it's old. We don't really use this anymore, but in this case, we still call it O Buda. That is where I grew up, nothing to Hungary in the city. So anyway, this whole island is about that, what that guy does, and what the lady did. She was running really fast. So this is about sports, in fact, and also like day life. So this whole island at the summertime feels like a summer festival, because everybody is just sitting in circles and like 15-year-olds having their first drinks of their life and having real fun about it, and also family stuff, because this stuff behind me is like covered thing. This is a fountain, and this is plays music, and it drops the water droplets on the rhythm of the music.
Oh.
And also at the night time it's lit up as well, so it's kind of like a light show with water as well. It's cool, it's really nice, and it plays a bunch of types of music. So sometimes Mozart, sometimes AC/DC, sometimes Ed Sheeran, sometimes I don't know, Lady Gaga. I really don't know what it plays, but a bunch of popular stuff like these ones. Alright, so now we are gonna enter the heart of the island, and there is a nunnery, and there is a former nun who is not alive right now, and that is Margaret. We are gonna see her ruins, and I'm gonna tell a bit more about her over there. Okay, so let's just go and just look around. It is just a nice area in general. This is about just people come here for dates, you know, at the winter time, because where else you go, right? I mean, inside obviously for a movie, but besides that, outside activities are rare. It's easier, yeah. Okay, so I like to stop here to showcase that this island is not just about sports and just being walking with your dog and just sitting in circles, but about some nightlife as well. This is the only area where there are actual pubs and bars and things like this. And in fact, that building over there, that is a casino. summertime.
Guess I won't die.
Nobody here, like literally nobody, which includes somebody who is like responsible, like if you can come here or not, because officially we cannot come here. But what? Oh yeah, a squirrel, yes.
Little friends.
Yeah, it's cute. It's quite nice picture. So yeah, you couldn't like go ride over here. This whole part would be forbidden. But winter, nobody cares. Nobody is here. So yeah. So this place was the nunnery of Saint Margaret, who was a daughter of a king. And this is actually one of the biggest reasons why she became a saint. Even though she was a nurse and helped out a bunch of people, she was kind of like not the traditional saint who was like saved thousands of lives. You know, like every other nurse did what she did. But she was a daughter of a king, so she was a bigger name. And also she did something really interesting. So at the time, if you had a son, that meant that eventually that person is going to become the king if he's the oldest out of your sons. And if you have a daughter, that daughter is going to become a nun first, and then whenever she's going to become old enough, then she's going to have a husband from any other nation, and then that person's is going to be the king, so she can be the queen, and she can share some diplomatic relationships. And when she was old enough, which at the time meant like 15 or something like this, quite young for the marriage stuff, she refused to do this. And this was the big thing, because at the time you're just not saying no to your father, and also not to a king, and she did both at the same time. And she died here at the age of 28.
guys want to, you can take some pictures over here, because from this side the parliament looks the best, I think. By the way, the parliament also has a visiting center, so you can go inside. It's still a functioning parliament, so like one half is still working parliament, but the other half is you can go there with a tour guide. I think it's 30 minutes, but I'm not certain, to be honest. You have to check online. military there, so.
Oh, you're in the military. Oh, that's nice. You can get to see the church from the inside. Because there is the church very inside of the building.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh.
You guys ready?
Yes, sir.